Hi, welcome to our channel of IGNOU audiobooks, Indira Gandhi National Open University, School of Performing and Visual Arts, SOPVA. Diploma Programs, Diploma in Theatre Arts, DTH, BTHI005 Manual of Classroom Play Production. Block-1 Manual on Classroom Play Production. Play-1 Dharna. Caste. Sabhapati. Party Workers. Mrs. Saxena. Jai Ram. Chammu. Volunteers. Drunkards. Shopkeeper of Liquor Shop. Thanedar. Constable. Shopkeeper of Lemonade Shop. Conference Hall. People are sitting on the chairs, party president is sitting in the middle, party workers are sitting on the both sides. All are talking and advising each other on some matters. Sabhapati, listen to what I'm saying, I want to say that. Nobody pays attention, he taps on the table loudly to gain attention. Everybody becomes silent. Sabhapati, at least you all should restrain yourselves. If you people will become uncontrollable, then who will present the matter in the right manner to the public? The issue here is, who should go to the liquor and toddy shops? And you guys are busy in mundane conversation. Party Worker 1, Sabhapati ji, this very sensitive matter. Getting arrested by the police is not a very big thing. Police personnel understand their responsibilities. Good and bad people are everywhere. Not all the police officers except few are not so uncivilized, they would not mistreat those who are ready to give life for the country, but where can one find this sense of responsibility in drunkards? Party Worker 2, most of them are not in a habit of bowing to any power other than rebuke and abuse. Beating can sober them up, but that door is closed for pacifists. Then why to invite trouble for no rhyme or reason? Who wants to be insulted by the drunkards? Party Worker 1, very likely they may create fracas. Who wants to be beaten by them? Then the policeman will not sit and watch the spectacle. They will provoke them even more. Influenced by the police, whatever these addicts will do, will not be less. Party Worker 3, we cannot pay back in the same coin with interest, and this community cannot be impressed by request. Party Worker 4, in my view, the panchayats should be restored again in these communities. Here our panchayats have become lifeless due to our carelessness. Apart from this, I do not think there is any other solution. Sabhapati, yes, it is a solution. I have noted down, but picketing is compulsory.
Mrs. Saxena enters with an umbrella in one hand and purse hanging on her shoulder. She is wearing big black glasses. As soon as she enters the room, all eyes are on her. Everyone offers her seats to sit. She takes seats in the corner, ignoring everyone. Party Worker 5, if we go to their homes and explain, then there will be a good effect. Sabhapati, scratching his head. This is also a good solution, but we cannot avoid picketing. Mrs. Saxena, can women picket at liquor shops? Whispering starts amongst the workers. Sabhapati taps the table to pacify everyone. Mahatma ji has insisted on handing this work over to women, but Mrs. Saxena, then allow me to handle this. Party Worker 5, to Worker 3 sitting next to him, what a fearless woman. Party Worker 3, sarcastically, she wants to drag us into thorns, nothing else. Poor girl. She will be picketing? She won't even be able to stand in front of the shop. Sabhapati, I appreciate your courage and enthusiasm, but in my view, the condition of this city is not such that the ladies can go for picketing. You are not aware of how loud-mouthed these addicts are. They don't understand humility. Mrs. Saxena, sarcastically, so what do you think that a time will come when alcoholic people will become effigies of humility and modesty? This condition will always be there. After all, Mahatma ji has given this task to women after some thinking. I cannot say if I'll succeed, but postponing this duty will not work. Sabhapati, indecisively, I think it is not appropriate to drag you for this work, rest it is up to you. Mrs. Saxena, politely, I will not come to you with a complaint that I was beaten or abused by such and such a man. I know that much. That if I succeed, then there will be no shortage of women. They will come forward to take this work in their hands. Jai Ram is sitting quietly on the other side, gets up. Jai Ram, I would like to request Sabhapati ji that by giving this job to Mrs. Saxena, you are inviting the violence. It would be better that you hand this work to me. Mrs. Saxena, with a little anger, there are even more chances of violence at your end. Forgot when you were imprisoned. For giving a blunt speech. That time, there was no family burden on your head. Jai Ram, politely, you should not do this dirty work for my sake. Give me a week's time. If there is a riot somewhere in meantime, you will have the right to expel me. Mrs. Saxena, the patience is required for this work which is absent in you. You slapped the inspector in the jail for using abusive words and then your sentence was increased for 3 months. I do not boast, but you have responsibilities towards your family. Jai Ram, politely, you are deciding on my previous record. You are forgetting that with the progressing time, arrogance of man subsides. Sabhapati, I want Mr. Jai Ram to take this work in his hands. Jai Ram, with a pleased mood, I thank you with a sincere heart. Mrs. Saxena, frustrated, Mr. Jai Ram, you have done a great injustice to me and I will never forgive you. Today you all have again proved that women cannot even serve their country under the shadow of men. Scene change. Liquor shop. Liquor and toddy shop. The intoxicated addicts sitting in the groups are drinking. Drunkard 1. Bhai, there is no certainty in life. Yes, no certainty. Trust me, life has no certainty. Only this eating and feeding will stay in memories. Money, wealth, land and property all fade away. Other two drunkards start debating. Drunkard 2, me and you, we are subjects buyer. We don't have the audacity to raise our heads in front of the government. Sit down in your home and curse your emperor, but doing that out in the field is difficult. Drunkard 3, where are you bhai? Government is a big thing. Seeing a red turban, you run to your home. When a small person sits with his stomach full, he thinks he is the king. But he should not forget his status. Drunkard 4, well said, Khan Sahib. Stick to your reality. The king is and subjects are subjects. Is it possible for subjects to become king? Jai Ram enters accompanied by some party workers with flags. Jai Ram, Ram Ram Bio. Ram Ram. Everybody turns and looks at them with suspicion. The shopkeeper says something secretly in the ear of one of his servants and the servant goes out from the shop. Jai Ram, Bio, it is Mahatma Gandhi's order that you should not drink liquor toddy. The money you blow here, if you spend it on feeding your children, what a good thing it would be. Just for momentary pleasure, your children sleep hungry, live in dirty houses, abused by Mahajan. Think, you can take very good care of your beloved children with this money. Drunkard 1, to his companions, Bhai, it is indeed a bad thing, it leaves the house devastated. But one spent the whole life drinking, now why leave it at verge of death? Drunkard 4, well said Chaudhry, one spent the whole life drinking. Now why to leave it at verge of death? Jai Ram, Wah Chaudhry, this is the right age to give it up. Youth is passion driven. Everything seems fine at that age. Drunkard 3, if drinking is bad then why do Englishmen drink? Jai Ram, you have asked a very good question, Bhai. The father and forefathers of Englishmen were robbers, just 100 or 200 years ago. Our father and forefathers were sages. If children of the robbers want to drink, let them drink. They have neither religion nor virtues, but why should the children of sages copy them? We and you are the children of Mahatmas, who taught the world, who made the world civilized. We left our virtues, as a result today we are slaves. But now we have decided to break the shackles of slavery and Thanedar and constable enters. Thanedar, are these people threatening you? Drunkard 1, stands up, no, he is explaining us. How lovingly he is explaining. Wah. Thanedar, warns Jai Ram, if riots ignite here, you will be responsible. Jai Ram, I am responsible only when you are not here. Thanedar, what do you mean, I am here to create brawl? Jai Ram, I never said this, but if you have come, then you will definitely showcase the immense power of the English Empire. There will be furor in public, then you will thrash them and kill 10 or 20 people, same as always. It Happens everywhere and will also happen here. Thanedar bites his lips. I tell you, go away from here, otherwise I will have to take action. Jai Ram, and I say, let me do my work. My brothers are gathered here and I have every right to talk to them like you. Thanedar goes to the shopkeeper. These people are not going to settle down. Shopkeeper, Hujur, don't dash my hopes. Thanedar, why don't you call 2-4 goons and drive them away? I will not say anything. Yes, just send some good quality bottle. Don't know what you sent yesterday. There was no fun. Exits. Drunkard 1. To his partner, Kallu. Thanedar was in a bad mood. The government wants us to drink plenty of liquor and no one must come and convince us against it. Liquor money goes to the government? Drunkard 2. Philosophically, everyone draws money with every way possible. Drunkard 1. Then what is the advice? It is indeed a bad thing. Drunkard 2. It is a very bad thing, buyer, if Mahatma Ji has asked. Then one must leave it. Drunkard 1. Okay, take this, if I drink again call me Two-Facet. Keep the bottle in Jai Ram's feet. Jai Ram happily claps for them. At the same time, other drinkers also keep their bottles close to Jai Ram while uttering, Mahatma Ji ki Jaya. A volunteer rushes in and fetches a garland of flowers, puts around the neck of drunkards and hugs some of the addicts sitting in the other corner of the stage were staring at the four men. With devotion and surprise, Drunkard 5 comes pats. Drunkard 1. Drunkard 1. Don't pat my back, just go and throw the bottle. Drunkard 5. Let me drink today. Allah knows, I will not come here tomorrow. Drunkard 1. Take this money for leftovers, go home and give sweets to your children. Drunkard 5. In the excitement throws the bottle. Now what will you say? Happy now? Drunkard 1. You never drink now? Drunkard 5. If you will not drink, then I will also not drink. The day you will start, I'll also start. Jai Ram goes to the people who are still drinking shamelessly. Jai Ram, Bio. You saw. Your 5 brothers have thrown bottles in front of you. Will you let them win? All 6 drunkard get up. Drunkard 6. We drink. None of your business. We don't beg from you. Jai Ram. If I try to set my house on fire, will you not hold my hand? After seeing it, I have not a single doubt that you will not only grab my hand, but will forcefully pull me away from there. Drunkard 1. To the drunkard 6, now slam the bottle down. Drunkard 6. Why? Haven't I paid? Drunkard 1. Leave him Babuji. They are not one of those who will pay any heed. Even if you die in front of them they will not leave alcohol. Yes, if police threaten them once, then they will never return here even by mistake. Drunkard 6. What is your interest? Why do you jump in between? Who are you to come between us? I am not like you, who will slam the bottle to get appreciation and lick my spit tomorrow and drink at home. If I give up, I will do that with an honest heart. Then even if somebody offers me lakhs of rupiah, I will not look at it. Jai Ram. I expected the same from you all. Drunkard 1. Sarcastically, you think that I will come again tomorrow? Drunkard 6. With a little arrogance, yes, I say you will come. You will come. Shall I write it on solid paper? Drunkard 1. Okay buyer. You are a very holy person and I am sinner. You will leave it for lifetime and I will leave today and will start again tomorrow. This is true. Just remember one thing. You will leave it when life will leave your side. You cannot leave it before that. Drunkard 6. What do you know about what is in my heart? Drunkard 1. I know, faced millions like you. Drunkard 6. You would have come across shameless people, not a decent man. Keeps the bottle down. If you see me here ever again, rub the polish on my face. Everybody claps. Shopkeeper comes. Shopkeeper, why don't you go to your shops? Do I go to anyone's shop? Party worker, we will stand. It's none of your business. You are not the owner of this road. Someone's children may die of hunger. But you will not stop robbing poos to other drunkards. What? Friends, will you still continue drinking? You know. Whose order is this? Array. Have some decency. Jai Ram. to the crowd, please don't crowd up here. Don't chivvy or reproach each other. On the one hand, debate is going on, while on the other side, some people are sitting and drinking. At this point, a man enters the stage. He is drunk. He reaches the arguing crowd and tries to understand what the matter is. He glances at the bottles on the ground near Jai Ram's feet. He walks straight to Jai Ram, ignoring everyone, and picks up a bottle of liquor. Everyone's attention diverts on him. He tries to drink alcohol, on which some drunkards start snatching the bottle from him. Jai Ram rushes towards him to save him. Somebody hit his head with lathi. He falls unconscious. Scene change. Jai Ram's house. He is lying on bed with bandages on head. There is a knock on the door. Mrs. Saxena enters with another female party worker. Jai Ram, to his wife, who is there, Chammu? Chammu welcomes them, helps Jai Ram, they have come to see you. Mrs. Saxena, you are injured very badly, it's all my fault. Jai Ram, thankfully, not that bad as it looks, they have tied all this bandage and all. Mrs. Saxena, feeling guilty, I should not have let you go. Jai Ram, it was not right for you to go there. I will still request you. Don't go that side. Mrs. Saxena, with a winning smile, I have got the permission to go there. Jai Ram, accept my little request, it's not a big thing for lame people to behave atrociously. Mrs. Saxena, I am not scared of atrocity. Jai Ram, then I will also go with you. Mrs. Saxena, surprisingly, in this condition? Jai Ram, I am absolutely fine, really. Mrs. Saxena, not done. Unless and until the doctor says that you are fine, I will not let you go there. No ways. Jai Ram, then I will not let you go. Mrs. Saxena, sarcastically, you are like other men, selfish. You don't want to give opportunity to women, you want to enjoy the fame alone. At least see if I'm capable or not. Jai Ram, sadly, as you wish. Scene change. Jai Ram's house. Song. Vande Mataram. Sujalam, Sufalang, Malayaha Shitalam. Shasi Shyamalam, Mataram. Vande Mataram. Shubhra Jyotsna Pulakitayaminim. Fullaku Sumita Dramadala Shobhinam. Suhasanim Samadhura Bhashinam. Sukhadam Varadam, Mataram. Vande Mataram, Vande Mataram. Jai Ram, what is going on? Chammu goes to window and looks outside, same woman who came yesterday, she is holding the flag and leading men. Shameless. Volume of song raises as procession passes by and then lowers as it moves far. Jai Ram gets up with the help of walking stick, I am going. Chammu holds his hand, yesterday only you got beaten up and now you want to go there. Jai Ram, pointing to his injuries, you call them injuries and I call them gifts. Chammu comes in a way, I'm saying you are not feeling well. Don't go, why are you after my life? Her body is not diamond studded, which will be scraped by someone. Jai Ram pleads, I'm alright. CHMMU. Just think, how's it possible that a lady goes for picketing in the midst of those lames? And I sit at home. I have to be there. If anything happens, at least, I will be there to handle and convince people. Chammu, with jealousy, why don't you say that something else is driving you? Jai Ram smiles, you are saying this from your throat, not from your heart. Goes out limping with the help of walking stick, mutters, there are around 3 lakh men in the city, 30 members in the committee, but everybody is trying to avoid the situation. They have found a good excuse that it is okay for women go for picketing at liquor shops. Women are considered the best for this work? Just because men lose their control when they are supposed to react with humility, they react aggressively. But why should women face the harassment? At least I can't ignore it. Scene change. Lemonade shop. Shopkeeper, Babuji. Those 4 scoundrels are back again. If you hadn't saved them yesterday, they would have been drinking haldi syrup today instead of liquor. Gives lemonade to Jai Ram. Jai Ram, you all came in between, otherwise I would have taught them lesson. Shopkeeper, no Babuji, they are hardcore criminals. I don't even allow them to stand in front of my shop. They have spent 3 Years in jail, all 4 of them. Volunteer comes there. Jai Ram, what is happening there? Volunteer, nothing, madam is trying to convince those men. Jai Ram, that's it? I know that already. Volunteer, she shouldn't have gone there in front of those lousy creeps. Jai Ram, tell me clearly, what is it? Volunteer, nobody is taking her seriously, she is not supposed to be there. Jai Ram immediately picks the lathi and goes aggressively. Scene change. Liquor shop. Jai Ram enters aggressively in the liquor shop and warns. Jai Ram, if I see any of you treating ladies indecently, outcome will not be in your favor. Yesterday I saved you, but today I will break your skull. Mrs. Saxena, why have you come here? I told you yesterday not to move from your place. I didn't ask for your help. Jai Ram, I had no such intention. Had some work, I was just passing by. I saw the commotion, so I came here. Today I will propose to Congress committee to send the men for this work. Mrs. Saxena, according to you all the work in the world is meant for men? Jai Ram, I didn't mean that. Mrs. Saxena, go home, take rest and let me do my work. Jai Ram keeps standing there with head down. Why are you standing here now? Jai Ram, request, I will just stand here, in the corner. Mrs. Saxena, strongly, no. Please go. Jai Ram leaves. Scene change. Lemonade shop. Jai Ram comes and sit, holding a glass of juice. One volunteer comes in, stands close to him. Jai Ram, what is happening there? Volunteer, I don't know Babuji, please don't ask me. Jai Ram, softly, are they teasing again? Volunteer, no. One man pushed her, and she fell. Jai Ram, what were other volunteers doing? Volunteer, nothing, madam is not allowing us to speak. Jai Ram, he pushed her badly? Volunteer, yes, she fell, her knee is injured. They were drinking, when the bottle was over, one of them got up to fetch another bottle. She stopped him midway, and he pushed her. Same. Dark fat man. Group of those 4 men is behind this act. Jai Ram get up aggressively and leaves. Scene change. Liquor shop. Mrs. Saxena is sitting on floor holding her head. Jai Ram grabs the neck of fat man. Mrs. Saxena tries to stop him. Mrs. Saxena, leave his neck, you want to kill him? Jai Ram, yes. I will take his life, he deserves it. Mrs. Saxena, you don't have any right to come here? Volunteer, Babuji, grab more tightly, so that he can't breathe. He pushed madam so badly that she fell. We are not allowed to speak, otherwise we would have crushed his bones. Jai Ram leaves the neck of drunkard. Drunkard gets up fearfully and stands. Jai Ram pushes him away. Jai Ram, why don't you go from here? You better go, I will sit here. If you find that single drop of liquor is sold here, you can pin back my ears. Mrs. Saxena, you are not Congress. I'm not here to follow your orders. If you'll not leave from here, I will do satyagraha. Strongly, as long as Congress allows me to continue this duty, you have no right to interfere. You are insulting me. You will have to answer in front of Congress committee. Jai Ram feels agitated and he leaves. Scene change. Non-verbal scene. Jai Ram enters. He is standing lost in thought. Other side. Mrs. Saxena is trying to stop drunkards from buying drinks. She sits in the midway. Drunkards in return push her aside rashly, but she repeatedly tries to stop them. Suddenly she gets pushed. She falls and her head bleeds. Volunteer rushes to Jai Ram to inform him about the scenario. Volunteer, Babuji, after you left from there, madam was trying to stop them from buying liquor. That fat man bought the bottle. When he was leaving, madam sat on the floor. Midway, he wanted to go and she was not letting him. He pushed her aside many times, but she again came and sat. In this hustle bustle her cloth got torn and some injury. Jai Ram leave hurriedly. Scene change. Liquor shop. Mrs. Saxena is standing with her head down. Volunteers are lying in front of the shop. Jai Ram enters and looks at her blood-soaked face. He aggressively attacks the drunkards with lathi. Mrs. Saxena tries to stop him, but he seems to be unstoppable. Suddenly Mrs. Saxena faints. He stops and throws the lathi away. Volunteers approach her. Shopkeeper rushes and brings water. Fat drunkard smashes the bottle. Drunkard to shopkeeper, how many lives your business will take? It is the second day. Shopkeeper, I resign. I will start the business of Swadeshi fabric. There is glory in it, welfare in it. Drunkard, you will be in loss. Shopkeeper, loss and profit both are part of life. The end. Thank you. Subscribe to our channel for more updates, and we will see you with the next chapter.